Windows 11 includes a number of tools to make it accessible to everyone. In this course, learn how to control your computer with just your voice using the speech recognition tool. Have screen text read aloud by seeing how to activate and customize the narrator tool. Make it easier to view the items on your screen by activating the magnifier tool. Explore how to use the on-screen keyboard and mouse keys feature so you can navigate your computer using just your mouse. And finally, see how to enable mono audio, activate visual alerts, and configure closed captions. The voice recognition tool can be used to control your device with just your voice. Before using this feature to perform actions in Windows 11, it needs to be activated and configured. In this video, see how to open, configure, and activate Windows Speech Recognition tool. To find the speech recognition application, open the search menu. Type in speech recognition and select the app under Best Match. If you haven't used the speech recognition tool before, you'll first have to configure your microphone. In the Setup Speech Recognition window, click the Next button at the bottom right. Now you'll need to choose what type of microphone you'll be using with the device. You can choose either a headset microphone, desktop microphone, or other. I'll leave headset microphone selected and click the Next button. You'll now need to make sure your microphone is correctly positioned so that it will pick up your voice. Once this is done, click Next. A sentence will then display in bold, which you'll need to read out in your natural speaking voice. And once done, you can click Next. My natural speech patterns will now be recognized by my device. Click Next. You've now the option to allow the speech recognition tool to review documents and emails in your search index in order to improve the speech recognition's accuracy. For now, I'll disable this option and click Next. Next, you can choose an activation mode, which means you can choose what happens when you say the Stop Listening command. If you choose the manual activation mode, the speech recognition tool will turn off when you say Stop Listening. If you select the voice activation mode, the speech recognition tool goes to sleep and can be activated by saying Start Listening. I'll leave it set to manual activation mode, then click Next. You also have the option to view and print the speech reference card. The speech reference card is a list of commands the computer can respond to. If you click the View Reference Sheet button, an Edge browser window opens, navigating you to a Microsoft web page, where you'll find the list of speech recognition commands. I'll close this window using the X icon, and then click Next. I'll then disable the Run Speech Recognition at Startup option, as I don't want this app to appear on the startup of my computer. Click Next, and then I'll select the Skip Tutorial button. The microphone is now ready to use with this computer, and I can start using the voice recognition tool. And at the top center of the window is now the speech recognition app, which is currently turned off. If you right-click on the app, a menu appears with various options. You can turn the app on so it starts listening to everything you say. Put the app to sleep so it'll only listen if you say Start Listening. Or turn the app off, which is currently selected. You can open the speech reference card, which will navigate you to a Microsoft page with the list of speech recognition commands. You can start the speech tutorial, access help. If you hover over Options, in the side menu you can play audible feedback, run the app at startup, and enable dictation scratchpad. You can access configuration options, open the speech dictionary and the dictation topic, which is always a narrative. You can help improve speech recognition, get information about Windows speech recognition, open speech recognition, and finally you can exit the app. Click away to close this menu. Alternatively, to close the app, you can click the X icon at the top right of it. And that's now closed the application. So next time I open the speech recognition app, it'll be ready to use straight away as I've configured my microphone. This has been an overview on activating the speech recognition feature in Windows 11. Once the Windows 11 speech recognition tool has been activated, you can begin to use it. There are a number of different commands that can be used to navigate between different menus and open applications. In this video, see how to use the speech recognition feature. To open the speech recognition app, I'll open the search menu. Type in speech recognition and then select it under Best Match. The app will appear at the top center of the desktop. Depending on what windows you've displayed, you may need to move the position of the app. To do this, simply click on the application and then drag it to a more convenient area of the desktop. Note that you can close the app at any time using the X icon at the top right of it. Or if you want to keep the app open but not have it displayed, click the minimize button on the right. The app is now minimized. To reopen the app, go to the taskbar corner, click the hidden icons button, select the speech recognition icon, and from the menu, select Open Speech Recognition. In the app interface, it states that the application is currently set to off. To begin using the application to perform commands, we'll need to turn it on. To turn it on, simply click the microphone icon. But note that once you do this, the application will start listening to everything you say. I'm going to use the tool to create a new email message in the Mail application. I'll go ahead and click the microphone icon. Open Mail. New Mail. Isabella Roswell. Subject: PowerPoint presentation. Press Tab. Hello Isabella, comma. Press Enter. Press Enter. Hope you're good. Exclamation point. Press Enter. Please forward me the updated presentation when it's ready. Period. Press Enter. Press Enter. Kind regards, comma. Press Enter. Press Enter. Julia. Send. Show desktop. To turn off the voice recognition tool, simply re-click the microphone icon. You can then close the app by right-clicking on it and selecting the option Exit. You can perform actions like I just did by using simple voice commands and then following or responding to the message that appears in the small black screen in the speech recognition tool. This will help you know what to say next and will let you know if you need to repeat yourself if you haven't been understood. This has been an overview on using the speech recognition feature in Windows 11. The Windows 11 Narrator tool reads aloud text on the screen. You can configure the narrator's voice used, which elements are read by the narrator, and even the keyboard shortcuts which control the tool. In this video, you'll see how to activate and configure the Windows 11 Narrator tool. To access your narrator settings, open the Start menu and select Settings. From the Settings window, go to the Accessibility tab, and then select Narrator. At the top of the window, to activate the narrator option, click the toggle next to it. A narrator window then opens. A voice will then begin speaking, confirming that the narrator has been enabled. Click the OK button at the bottom right to close this. A Welcome to Narrator window then opens. A voice will then begin narrating each word in the window. Note the blue box around each word the narrator is reading. From this window, you've the option to access Quick Start in order to learn the basics of the narrator tool. You can view the complete narrator guide online, get an overview of new and updated features, access settings, and give feedback on the narrator tool. At the bottom right, click the Exit Narrator button to close this window. Note that when you do this, the narrator is once again turned off. From Windows Settings, below is the option to enable a keyboard shortcut for the narrator. With this option activated, you can press the Windows key, Control and Enter to turn the narrator feature either on or off. Next, click on Narrator Home to expand its menu. Here we can click on Open Narrator Home to open the Welcome to Narrator window. And we have the option to either show or hide this Narrator Home window when the narrator is enabled. And below we can click on Complete Guide to Narrator to go to a web page explaining how to use this tool. Next, in the narrator's voice section, open the voice drop-down, and here we can change the narrator's voice. Let's change it to Zira. Below, you can click on Add Voices to go to the speech settings page where you can download more voice options. Next, we can adjust the narrator's voice speed using the slider. Drag it to the right to increase the speed, or to the left to slow it down. And you can increase or decrease the voice pitch and volume using their respective sliders. You've the option to lower the volume of other apps when the narrator is speaking, and to choose which output device is used for the narrator audio. From the verbosity section, using the verbosity level drop-down, you can choose which elements on the screen you want to hear. Using the context level for buttons and controls drop-down, you can choose the amount of contextual reading that you want read aloud. From the Have Narrator Announce When I Type To expanded menu, you can choose which typed elements you want the narrator to say, such as letters, numbers, punctuation, words, or function keys, etc. In the mouse and keyboard section, you can set the narrator key and activate the keys on the touch keyboard. Note that this option only concerns people that use touch screens. You can also read and interact with the screen using the mouse and set the keyboard layout. In the Narrator Cursor section, you can choose to show the narrator cursor, move your cursor to follow the narrator's cursor, sync the narrator cursor with system focus, and set the navigation mode. You can also use a braille display with the narrator, but note that you need to install software first. In the Experimental Features section, you can enable Decrease Verbosity in Outlook. With this activated, the narrator will only read the email status, sender, and subject line. In the Manage Data and Services section, you can configure the narrator sync settings, have the narrator read image descriptions, send performance data about the tool, and access the Microsoft Privacy Statement. Click on Privacy Statement. An Edge window then opens on the Microsoft Privacy page. Here it explains how and what personal data is collected when you use the narrator tool. Close this window using the X icon. This has been an overview on activating and customizing the narrator in Windows 11. Windows 11 comes complete with several tools that can help visually impaired users. The magnifier tool can be used to zoom in on a particular area of the screen. You can adjust the default text size, apply color filters and contrast themes to make the items on the screen stand out more. To access your vision accessibility settings, open the Start menu and select Settings. From the Settings window, go to the Accessibility tab. At the top of this page is the Vision section, containing all of the vision-related accessibility settings. From here, let's select the magnifier. Within the magnifier option at the top of the page, note that you can use the Windows key and plus to turn the magnifier on, or the Windows key and escape to turn it off. To enable this feature, click its toggle. The desktop screen is now zoomed in and magnified. If we move the cursor towards the left, we'll find a magnifier window where we can adjust the zoom percentage. The default percentage is set to 200%. Using the plus and minus icons, we can magnify the screen more or less. To disable the magnifier, you can click the X icon at the top right of this window, or we can go to the magnifier option in the settings window and click its toggle. Below, we can set the default zoom percentage for when the feature is first activated. You can use the plus and minus icons to adjust this number. Next, open the zoom increment drop-down. And here we can zoom in and out in increments ranging from 5 to 400%. Click away to close this. Next, select the View option to go to the View page. At the top, open the View drop-down, and here we can change the magnifier view. For example, the option Docked will have the same window appear above and zoomed in. The original window will remain open and not zoomed in. You've the default full screen, which you've already seen, and then the Lens option, which will magnify where you hover your mouse over text or another item in the window. Let's select Lens. And now below, we can use the horizontal and vertical sliders to change the size of the magnifier lens. Click the magnifier heading to navigate back. And let's show the lens view in effect by turning the magnifier on. And now the window appears as its normal zoom level, but where my mouse is positioned, a small window displays with the magnified version of that area. I'll turn the magnifier off by clicking its toggle. If we scroll down to the bottom of the page, in the Related Settings section, select Text Size. In the Text Size page, you can use the slider to adjust the size of the text that's displayed on your device. As you change the size, above you'll have a preview of what that text size looks like. Once you're happy with the new text size, click the Apply button to the right of the slider to save the changes. Click the Accessibility heading to navigate to that page. From the Vision section, select Mouse Pointer and Touch. In this page, you can change the pointer style and size. Use the slider to make the size of your cursor bigger or smaller. Click the Accessibility heading to navigate back, and this time select Color Filters. From here, we can apply a color filter to make colors on the screen easier to see and differentiate. Click the Color Filters toggle to enable this. The option Grayscale is selected and now applied, so the color of the screen is now a light grey. We've also the option Red-Green with green weak, Red-Green with red weak, Blue-Yellow, Grayscale inverted, and inverted. Click the Color Filters toggle to disable this feature. Click the Accessibility heading, and this time select Contrast Themes. From here, we can apply a contrast theme, which uses distinct colors to make text and apps easier to use. At the top, we've the theme previews. Below, open the Contrast Themes drop-down, and let's, for example, select Night Sky, and then click the Apply button. Windows then refreshes, and now that theme is applied to the interface. Click the Edit button, and in the Edit Theme page, we can configure this theme's background color, text, hyperlink, inactive text, selected text, and button text color. Click the Contrast Themes heading to go back. Open the Contrast Themes drop-down, select None, then click Apply. And the contrast theme has been removed. This has been an overview on exploring the vision accessibility features in Windows 11. Windows 11 has several different interaction accessibility features that aid users with physical impairments or those with a specific working style. See how to use the on-screen keyboard to type using your mouse, learn how to control your mouse using the numeric keyboard, and see how to enable the eye tracker. To find your interaction accessibility features, open the Start menu and select Settings. Go to the Accessibility tab, scroll down the page to the Interaction section, and select Keyboard. In the Sticky, Filter and Toggle Keys section, you can enable the Sticky Keys option by selecting its toggle. This allows you to press on a key one time to perform keyboard shortcuts. instead of having to hold down multiple keys at once. Select Sticky Keys to go to its page. At the top, the keyboard shortcut for sticky keys is currently enabled, which is pressing the Shift key 5 times to turn it on or off. You can have the sticky keys icon in the taskbar, lock shortcut keys when they're pressed twice in a row, turn off sticky keys when 2 keys are pressed at the same time, and to play a sound when shortcut keys are pressed and released. Click the keyboard heading to navigate back. And next I'll enable the Filter Keys option. This option sets the sensitivity of the keyboard so that it'll ignore briefly or repeated pressed keys. To demonstrate this, I'll open the search menu, and then I'll press and hold down the F key. I've still the F key pressed down, but note that only one F is appearing in the search bar. To type several letter Fs, I'd have to release my finger and then repeatedly press the letter each time I wanted it to appear. This is another good way to control what and how you type and can help you avoid making mistakes. Click away to close the search menu. Next, we've the Toggle Keys option. If you enable this, a sound will play when you press the caps, num, or scroll lock keys. This can help you visually and audibly identify if you've accidentally pressed one of these keys. Select Notification Preferences. In its expanded menu, we've the option to be notified when I turn on the sticky, filter, or toggle keys from the keyboard. You can also have a sound play when the sticky, filter, or toggle keys are turned on or off from the keyboard. Scroll down to the on-screen keyboard, Aaccess keys, and print screen section. Let's enable the on-screen keyboard. A virtual keyboard then appears at the bottom of the screen. You can move this to a different area by simply clicking and dragging it. To demonstrate how to use this keyboard, I'll again open the search menu. Then using the on-screen keyboard to type, I'll press the letter W, O, or D. I've now typed out Word into the search bar using only my mouse. Close the keyboard by clicking the X icon at the top right of it. Next, we've the Underline Aaccess Keys option. An Aaccess key is an underlined character in the text of a menu, context menu item, or the label of a button. If you activate this, you can then press the Alt key in combination with the underlined Aaccess key to select that menu item or button. Next, let's enable the Use Print Screen button to open Screen Snipping option. If we now press the Print Screen button, the snipping tool is activated and appears at the top center. Click its X icon to close it. Click the Accessibility heading to go back. Scroll down to the Interaction section and select Mouse. At the top, let's enable mouse keys. Now we can use the numeric keypad to move the mouse cursor. For example, if you repeatedly press the number 4 key, the mouse cursor will begin to slowly move to the left. You can hold down the number key if you want the mouse to move faster. Below, we've now the options to only use mouse keys when numlock is on, show the mouse keys icon on the taskbar, you can hold the Control key to speed up and the Shift key to slow down. For example, if I hold the Control key and 7, the mouse quickly moves diagonally upwards to the left. If I hold Shift and 3, it slowly moves diagonally down to the right. You can also use the slider to increase or decrease the mouse key's speed and the mouse key's acceleration. Click the Accessibility heading, and from the Interaction section, select Eye Control. Before using the eye tracker, you first must connect an eye tracker device. An eye tracker will allow you to type with eye control, but note that only an English US keyboard is supported with this feature. This has been an overview on exploring the interaction accessibility features in Windows 11. Windows 11 has several accessibility features that can help those who are hard of hearing. These tools include enabling mono audio, activating visual alerts, and configuring closed captions. To find the hearing accessibility features, open the Start menu and select Settings. go to the Accessibility tab and scroll down the page to find the Hearing Accessibility features. From here, let's select Audio. At the top of this page, you can enable the mono audio option. This will converge left and right sound into a single channel, which is useful if you've only one speaker or headphone. Next, open the Flash My Screen during audio notifications drop-down, and here, if I receive a notification, I can choose to never flash the screen, flash the title bar of the active window, flash the active window, or to flash the entire screen. This is not only helpful for people that are hard of hearing, but also if you don't have speakers or a playback device connected to your computer. Below in the Related Settings section, we can also configure the sound settings, the app volume and device preferences, as well as sound themes. Click the Accessibility heading. From the Hearing section, select Captions. Captions will make your device easier to use without sound by displaying any audio being played as text. Live Captions integrates with the Windows desktop, so you can read captions while working in other apps. Captions can also be provided for audio even when you're disconnected from the internet. From this page, you can personalize how captions are displayed. At the top is a captions preview showing what your captions currently look like. Below, let's change the caption style. Open its drop-down, and we can have the captions appear as white text on a black background, in small caps, large text, or as yellow text on a blue background. Let's, for example, change it to large text. And note the updated preview above. We've more configuration options if we select the Edit button. In the Caption Style page, let's rename the style as Lisa's Captions. Then from the Text tab, let's select the color yellow. Below, we could also adjust the text opacity, size, font, or apply effects. Let's open the font drop-down and change it to Proportional Serif. Let's also open the Effects drop-down and apply a raised effect. Again, note the preview change. I'm not a fan of this effect, so I'll reopen its drop-down and select None. Switch to the Background tab, and let's change the background color to blue. Then open the Opacity drop-down and select 100%. Finally, switch to the Window tab. Select the color red. Open the Opacity drop-down and select 25%. And note the changes made to the Captions preview. Click the Captions heading to navigate back. And our newly named caption theme now appears in the Caption Style drop-down. To delete a caption theme, first select it in the Caption Style drop-down. Then click the Delete button below it. And the default caption settings have been restored. This has been an overview on exploring the hearing accessibility features in Windows 11.